What's up guys, my name is Rainy, welcome back to the Rainy Days YouTube channel. Today we are going to be covering some juicy entitled parents. I have quite a few stories lined up for you. This might be a little bit of a long one, but hopefully we will get through it all in time. EP tries to sue our school for exposing students to inappropriate imagery, aka sex ed. With all the menstruation posts that have been going up lately, I thought it'd be good to share my story of an EP in regards to the evolution of the human body. I was in year 6, I was 11 at the time. We did sexual education. This was full-on sex ed with highly detailed cartoons of the private parts, so consent forms were sent home to every parent via their kid to sign and to give back to the school. Everyone who hadn't returned their forms would be spent the lessons in the library, which is where this one kid, we'll call him IK, immature kid, spent many lessons. A few lessons in, we were learning about ejaculations, just what they were, not how to do it, and we were viewing a gif of a cartoon ejaculating penis. Being boys, we were immature little pieces and giggled a lot. Then we hear a scream from outside a window. IK is standing there looking like the subject in Everard munches the scream. He then proceeds to run out of our field of view to the office, according to the people doing sports outside. We didn't see IK for the rest of that day. The next day, word of mouth is that IK's mum, REP, walked into the principal's office and threatened to sue him for showing little children these things. At lunch, I go to Principal's P's office and ask what happens. P said that the consent forms were sent home with every kid and that everyone participating in the program has consent to view these images, and since IK had not brought back the consent form, he could not participate. P then asks how IK knew what was happening in the lessons when he should have been in the library. AP defending IK said he was curious, all boys are at this age, and then changed the subject, threatening to sue the school for doing sex ed. P told her that it was legal. Look it up. You'll find many schools include it as part of their course. I don't think it's officially in the Australian curriculum. EP threatened to sue. P said that it would fall on deaf ears, and EP walked out. IK was later transferred to a different school. Ooh. This is interesting. I remember doing sex ed in year 6. Oh, it was awkward. Yeah, this is awkward. It's really funny, but why on earth did he go if he wasn't allowed to do that? And who was watching him at the library? So, you know, a lot of people at fault here, but principal is not. I'm an adult and you're going to jail. When I was 13, I got a video camera for my birthday and I started making home videos. One day, my 2 younger brothers and I were walking to the school playground to make a fun video. I had my tiny camcorder in a small leather satchel type bag. We lived in a small neighbourhood with no through traffic, so we were walking in the middle of the road. 2 girls about my age saw us and quickly ran inside. I didn't think anything of it until entitled mum, EM, comes running out. You! Get over here right now! Okay. EM runs to me and grabs me by my shirt while I'm walking towards her, yanking up my camera bag like her life depended on it. At this point, I have no idea what she thinks I did. My brothers were maybe 9 and walked over with me. I was very non-confrontational as a kid, and maybe a little too scared of authority, so I just let her rip it off my neck. She then holds it away from her with 2 fingers like it's disgusting or something. Where do you live? Right down the street? Stay here or else! She runs aside with my bag and comes out a few minutes later on the phone. I come down and realise that I shouldn't have let her take my bag, so I told her to go get it and give it back because we were leaving. I am an adult and you are going to jail for having a gun. It's just a camera. She didn't listen. Cops showed up and looked in the bag, gave it back and told me to go home. EM was unwilling to let it go and started screaming about how I scared her daughter and her friend and that it was a crime. Obviously, they disagreed. I hope the cops made that person feel like the idiot she was. I mean, yeah, she's an idiot. Do people even carry guns in like leather bags? I don't know. I'm not American. Seemed like a fun little short story. Yeah. Let's go on to the next one. This one's a longer one. EP tries to steal his $1,800 computer. Okay, so this just happened a few days ago and I'm still in awe. I finally had enough karma to post this. Yay! I'm on mobile, but English is my first language, so roast me in the comments if you please. For some background, my parents were having a dinner party and everyone that they worked with was invited. They told everyone not to bring children, but nice one Karen, me being the introvert I am, decided to stay up in my room all night and play some games. Every once in a while, some people getting a tour came in, and they were nice enough, but I just kind of sat there. Onto the story. So I was sitting there, my door handle starts flipping like someone's trying to open it. I open the door, and about half a second later, a child runs into my room and starts messing everything up. I told him to stop, but he just keeps running around. I convince him to stop by saying I'll let him play around on my PC, Fortnite. He instantly shuts up and sits down. He, of course, dies instantly. Make a wild guess. Oh. I was really confused then. I thought that was like speech, and I was like, wait. Okay, so normal things. Me equals make a wild guess. EM backwards of me. EC literal spawn of the data. M my mum. D my dad. This is how the conversation went. Okay, you died. Time to get out. But I want one more turn. Sorry, but we had a deal. Mom! EM comes running into the room. What did you do to my child? He stole my computer. No joke, he said that. You should be punished. Haven't you learned any respect? She raises his arm like she's going to spank me when my mum walks in. W2F. No, that's male voice. W2F? Get your hands off my son. He stole my son's computer and is trying to assault me. No, he didn't. He bought that himself. He saved up for it all last year. No, I got it for him for Christmas! My dad walks in here and yelling, What is going on? They stole my son's computer! Me and my mum. No, we didn't! Yes, you did! Don't freaking lie! He brought that himself. I know this is his. Get out of my house or I'm calling the police. Not until you give me your computer. Your computer? Yes, and I'm taking it as compensation for how rude you have been. No, you are not. Get out of here before I call the cops. Fine! 1,200 going to the actual PC because the other 600 is the monitors and stuff. So I got to keep the other 600. TLDR. EM tries to steal my computer, EC destroys it, tried to lie to the cops, gets caught, and has to pay 600 more than she damaged. Sorry it was long, hope you enjoyed. Ooh! Oh! Ooh! I didn't think this was real. This just happened a few days ago. And we ended up going to court and winning. I'm not sure if I believe that. Hold on, someone stick in the comments. Oh yeah, and they have a camera in your bedroom, isn't that like illegal? I know that's illegal in the UK. Ooh, this is juicy. I need to screenshot all this. I'm gonna screenshot just this bit of comments. Oh ho 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 ho. So I'm actually gonna read some of these comments. You have a camera in your bedroom. How do you do much of anything? Imagine trying to jerk off and a burglar breaks in. Then they say, we have to check the footage. Awkward. Yeah, that would be pretty awkward. Oh, this is a complete lie. The story is bollocks, can't you tell? I couldn't care less if it was a lie. Can't you tell? Honestly, I don't know. My parents don't really check them all too often. I just have them in case. I mean, the destroyed PC was enough evidence to prove that the bloody prick of a child destroyed it, because if it was his, he wouldn't have destroyed it, and his squeezy hands would have been all over the destroyed PC, so that would be on EK. I mean, I'm impressed a young child managed to open up a PC, start pulling things out to the point they'd break, and not get shocked whilst it's turned on. Amazing! I know, pretty amazing, eh? Are kids so hard up for approval they make up shit like this for karma on Reddit? Damn hell, that's what I call a failed abortion. Yes, these kids are making BS for karma. It usually comes from a new account with very little karma on it, like this one. And security cameras in the bedrooms? Sure, Jan, lol. And usually no posts besides EM tries to steal my computer on different subreddits. I mean, this stuff is... The comments don't lie. I might not... I kind of got into reading then for a bit. Oh. Okay, next story. EM tried to get my sister expelled after years of bullying. My dad saves the day. Pretty long story, so TLDR at the bottom. Okay, so this was a while ago while my sister was in high school and I was still in primary school. She was 15 and I was around 8. I have an eidetic, I don't know what that is, memory, so I remember things really well. She'd been bullied pretty hardcore during her primary school days, and she thought when she got to high school the bullying would stop. It didn't. My dad, at the time of this story, was very connected. He knew a lot of people, and he decided that this was not going to roll over. He decided that he was not going to roll over and take this stuff. He was not going to roll over and take the shit lying down. Cast EM, FD, fat douchebag, dad, obviously, S, sister, me, majestic narwhal, SD, So one day, after years of bullying, my sister decided that she'd had enough of FD, calling her a lesbian, pulling her hair and making crude remarks and gestures about her, so she broke. And by broke, I mean she gave him a warning like every other time when he didn't listen. She slammed his head into the table hard. Enter EM. Now, EM knew my family as she had once been friends with my mother for a while, but once we sold the old car and they didn't end up paying us, we broke ties. She did not like this one bit. My dad had been called to the high school the day after my sister destroyed FD's brain cell. I'm sorry, I'm reading sort of ahead and I'm dying. My dad had been called to the high school the day after my sister I can't do it. My dad had been called to the high school the day after my sister destroyed FD's brain cell. I'm pretty sure he only had one. I was with him because I had an earache and a fever. I got those often. So there we were, talking reasonably with ST, while S sat slumped down in the chair because she'd been told off by Dad. ST. We do not tolerate fighting in our school. What about bullying? Things got quiet and there was no commotion outside the door. It was EM and a smug but sore-looking FD. Not to put a picture in your head, but as to what these two looked like, think Mrs. Dursley and Dudley from Harry Potter. No joke, they were the same. I mean, yes. EM. This angry brute should be expelled from this school. She made to apologise to my poor baby. I remember leaning over to my sister and asking her what brute meant, and she pointed it at herself and rolled her eyes. I'm sorry, you dumbass, but do you not have the whole story? Do you remember the times you spoke to you about him verbally abusing not only about my daughter, but all of my children? Dad used his angry dad voice. It's not as scary as angry mum voice, but it was up there. We will have to expel your daughter. She attacked another student. Now this is where Angry Dad disappeared and Hulk Furious Dad appeared. Dad had a temper and he knows how to use it. This is bullshit. EM is looking smug and FD is grinning from ear to ear. I am the chairman of the governing council and I know the Minister of Education. I'm sure he would love to hear about how you're ignoring the fact that this twerp has been bullying my daughter and others non-stop for years and you have done nothing. Dad looks at FD, who is making gestures at my sister. This fuckwit is doing it now! The stupid teacher visibly pales. Sir, I have to do something. Yeah, suspend this dumbass for all the time you can, and suspend her as well because she has to learn about consequences. FD is now shouting and so is EM. My poor baby has done nothing wrong. Boys will be boys, and he is sorry. Aren't you, Pumpkin? We all look at FD, who doesn't look sorry at all. Yes, Mummy. Not even joking, he said this. I was 8 years old and I didn't call my mother Mummy. Bullshit. SD finally relented and gave FD 3 weeks suspension and my sister got 3 days. EM was screaming that she'd sue the school for letting such a dangerous girl come back. And as soon as we got in the car, Dad told S that he was proud and that she stood up for herself, but next time she has to not do it in public. EM and FD did try to make all of my family's lives hell after this, but it didn't work. FD got transferred to another school where he was done for sexual harassment. I found this out from his sister, who was still talking to us. TLDR, EM tries to get my sister expelled from school after she smashed FD into a table, and Angry Dad saves the day and sister gets 3 days out of school. P.S. I know P.S. I know my dad seemed like the entitled parent, but he gave them enough warnings to sort this shit out, or he would. So he did. Also, this is one of the one too many stories from my encounters with entitled parents and kids. Edit fixed a few spelling areas. Sorry for pointing them out. Okay, next story. How long have I been recording? 20 minutes, and we've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 stories. This is the 5th one. EP thinks it's okay to cut my hair. Okay, so this is my first post on r/entitledparents, so I hope you enjoy. K equals kid, me equals mega Lavinia entrepreneur, EP equals entitled parent, W equals worker, N M nice man. So this happened yesterday when I went to go see Captain Marvel, since it was March break. Anyways, I was standing in a big line when this kid came up to me, and this is how our conversation went. It was pretty stupid, I know. Hey, are you a girl? You're pretty tall for one. The kid seemed like he was 8 or 9. The only reason he thinks I was a girl is because I have long hair. I'm only 5'6" and 15, so I don't know why he thinks I'm cool. No, I'm not, and I'm not that tall. Well, I thought they... Kid, what are you doing over there? Mister, what are you doing with my child? No, ma'am, he came up to me. She came close. Oh my God, your hair! Why is it so long? Why does that matter? I thought he was a girl because his hair was so long. My hair is literally just a bit longer than the standard haircut. My bangs above my ears are no longer than below my neck. How about this? I'll give you a proper hairdo if you won't bother my baby anymore. This was in front of a long line of people waiting for the theatre to open. By the way, the kid is looking slightly embarrassed. No, who do you think you are? My licensed barber? Oh, come on. Reaches scissors towards my left ear. Setbacks and almost trims. Stop moving! Everyone in the line yelled, Leave the boy alone! But she didn't listen. The mad woman cut part of the hair over my left ear off and cut my ear a bit. I started to bleed. Everyone could see that. What the hell is wrong with you? You cut my ear after I said not to. Panicked, and then she yelled, Why are you screaming at me and my child? Do you want to hurt us? As if she started to fake cry, I think. Worker comes in to see what the shouting is about. What's going on over here? Will you please keep quiet? This man tried to hurt me and my little baby. What? You cut part of my hair off and cut my ear. I show her my ear. Did anyone else see anything? Nobody else really wanted to get involved as the theatre was almost about to open. Then I think it was the same man who said for the ladies to leave me alone came, though. Nice man. The woman cut this kid's hair even though he refused, and she was so brain dead that she thought it was okay to cut a random kid's hair and now he's bleeding. Is this true? Some people from the crowd answered yes, some didn't care. Me, showed ear bleeding. I don't care, let's get to the movie now. Nope, you're going to stay here with me. The rest of you can go in. What? But I paid for this! You're stealing my money! You don't get to go to the show. I'll provide you tickets for the next showing, but you have to leave now. So the EP walks away with this kid screaming. Geez, some Canadians are really... I got a cloth to stop the bleeding from my ear and saw the movie. It was really awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed my EP experience. This might be the last one. Oh, you know, this is the last one. Okay. Entitled kid breaks my guitar. Mum refuses to pay for damages. Right, I know everyone gets annoyed when people do backstories about what happened hours before the story starts, so I'll just tell you what happened right before the story begins. I was in my bedroom at about 6 PM playing my guitars. I have 4, minding my own business, until I remember that we're having company for dinner. They're family friends that I've never met, and as far as I'm concerned, they have a son that is younger than me. I was 14 at the time, now 17. My mum calls me up to the kitchen to say hi. The mum seemed nice, and the kid, who I just found out is about 7 to 8 years old, he seemed alright at first. That kind of clingy feel about him really struck me. The kind that would follow you around, watch you play video games, typical younger kid stuff. I head back to my room, play a bit more guitar, tune down my amp so it's not so loud. A cute, entitled kid. We'll call him Jim. Cool room! Oh, thanks. What are you doing? Just playing my guitars, I guess. Cool! I don't know why I'm doing a 7 dude voice. I watched the movie for about 5 minutes or so. Just been playing around, doing random stuff, etc. Until he spoke up again. You're really good! Ah, thanks. Can I try? I actually thought about it for a second, but then I thought I wouldn't want him to damage and get in trouble with his mum. It is a Gibson Les Paul Jr. worth about $1,300. So I'm pretty cautious about other people playing it. Sorry, it's a pretty expensive guitar and I wouldn't want it damaged. I'll be careful, I promise. Sorry, bud, but I'm gonna stop playing anyway. You wanna play? Can I play for just a second? Sorry, dude, no can do. Jim getting more constantly whiny. Why? I said I'll be careful. Why are you so mean? Sorry, I just love this guitar and I wouldn't want it to be damaged or anything. Jim now practically shouting, why can't I play it? I knew he shouted so his mum would hear, and sure enough, she and my mum came to my room pretty damn quickly. Cue entitled mother, we'll call her EM. What is going on, Jim? Well, he won't let me play his guitar. By now my amp has been on standby cooling down and I flick the power buttons to turn it off. Why'd you turn it off? Well, I finished playing and you're not done dead. Turn it back on and let him have a go. And I forgot to mention how amazed I was because I thought these type of parent stories never came true. I was literally in shock. Mum whispering to EM. He's pretty protective of his guitar, so I don't think it's a good idea if Jim plays it. He'll be fine. I was baffled by how quickly this escalated and how stern his mother was acting. It's a pretty expensive guitar. I wouldn't want anything to happen. By now, Jim was pushing past me to try and get to my guitar off the wall hanger it hangs on. I step in front of him and lightly push him backwards with my hand. Don't push my son. I'll let him go, or else I'll make sure he does myself. Me, completely shocked about how she's acting. I already said no. Please stop. And here's where she hits the fan. Jim straight up punches me in the balls. Ouch. I grab my crutch and fall into my bed. What the hell was that? EK reaches to get my guitar, grabs the body of it and drops it onto my desk, onto the floor head first with a loud bang. Me turning around, still in a lot of pain. This is exactly what I knew would happen. Looked at my guitar, seeing two strings broken on one of the tuners on the floor, and the headstock cracked with a huge split in it in the middle. Ah! Head back to the living room. Let me sort this house. This isn't even his fault. If your brat had let him use the guitar in the first place, me standing up feeling more painful. I'm the brat! Jim is crying at this point and runs to the living room, followed by his mother. I look at my guitar. That's gonna be expensive, huh? It's unfixable. I'm gonna need an entire new neck. We head back to the living room to see EM with her bag on her shoulder, her scarf, and she says very sternly, we are leaving. Thanks for your company. Jim and EM leave before we can talk to them about my guitar. My mum contacts them and they refuse to rock up the $250 for the guitar neck and strings. So my mum says we'll contact authorities, and if she still refuses to play, it's my fault. Wait, no. So my mum says we'll contact authorities, and she still refuses to pay as it's my fault. Long story short, she paid the $250 after about a week. We were never contacted the police in the end, but she had never come over since, and we never heard from her or Jim again. Ooh, this is great. That was an interesting one. I like that one. That was nothing totally unbelievable happened. Yeah, that was a fun one. Sorry for mouse noises in the background. I just need to it clicked through because I'm actually on Reddit for the first time. I barely ever go on Reddit. I just go on screenshots. So I was actually able to screenshot some comments mid recording. So yeah, feel a bit. Yeah. Whoa. I just zoomed out for a bit then. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, guys. This has been Rainy. Okay guys, this has been Rainy on the Rainy Days YouTube channel. See you later. Bye!